to evaluate the goodness of the the clustering of the allocations. But for our lab purposes, I would like to request our TA Deepayon to explain how from the data set, the date information that is given in the data set, how you can evaluate the clustering. So although ideally we don't have the labels, but in this case you have the ideal cluster assignments. Okay. So, uh, yes, Deepayan, would you like to
Yes,
continue?
yes, ma'am. Yeah. So in the last days clustering, there are various questions I have found. One is ma'am already told, and another is some people were asking that what is the meaning of clustering basis of the days. So here I have in the assignment I have mentioned that there are I think around 4 days, 4 different unique days are there. So there will be total. So that means there will be total 4 clusters. Okay, so the number of days given over there is to denote the number of clusters. So from there you will be finding how many clusters you have to make, and after that how will you check that if the if sorry, I will check the accuracy. So after clustering you will be finding, let us say that in a cluster in we have 3 cluster, among them one cluster is for we have labeled with 0. Okay, so let us say there are five data points in the cluster, among them 3 are with level 0 and 2 are with level 1. Okay, so you will be finding which are the ideal labels from the data set that is already given with the days, unique days. So you need to check how many of the clusters should be in the same cluster, how many of the data sets in a cluster should be in the same cluster. With that, you need to find the accuracy. Let us say in a cluster there are 3 data points with the label 0 that you have found. So you will check five data points with level 0. So in your data in your given what is the data set, you have found that among them 3 are in a same class, 3 are in a same day, and 2 are different days. So the accuracy will be 2 by 3 into 100. Okay. Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
So
Sir,
is there
so
any
that would be just for one cluster, right?
for other clusters you have to check the same way only.
And like the final accuracy of the like whole model would be?
Final accuracy of the so no. So that is for one cluster. So you need to check for all the clusters. What are the number of data sets which have clustered accurately by the total number of data sets into 100? That is the accuracy.
Okay. So this is not for just one cluster. This is for like everything, all
For
the
the
data
whole
set.
whole. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any other question? So if you don't have any other question, then I'd like to I'll request Priyanka to proceed with today's lab.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Divine. So for our next assignment, we are using a data set of heart disease data set. Like in this data set, can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks. So in this heart disease data set, there are 294 rows and 14 columns, and few NaN values are present. So like I'll describe about the features which are present in the data set. As you can see in this CSV file, mm, um, yeah, there is a first column represent the age, second column represent the sex, male or female, and third column represents the CP. So like here CP represent the chest pain type, whether it's a typical angina types or a typical angina types. There are totally 5 varieties present in our chest pain. So in the fourth column, it is a rest BPS. So rest BPS represent our resting blood pressure in mm, and the fifth column is the that is a cholesterol, serum cholesterol level in milligram per dl, and this FBS represents the fasting blood sugar. Like if the values are greater than 120, it's represent 1, that is true value, and if values are less than 120, that is represented by 0. So next is the rest ECG. Rest ECG मतलब resting electrocardiographic results. 0 means it's normal, and 1 means it's abnormal, and 2 means it's probable. Like we don't know much about that. It's like confusing situation. And this data set, this column thalec, that is a maximum heart rate achieved during the test, and this XANG, that is exercise induced angina. 1 means yes, 0 means no, and old peak. Old peak means ST depression that is induced by exercise relative to rest. So here we are having 5 categorical variable, as you can see, like sex, CP, FBS, rest ECG, and XN. So during implementation, you can convert this categorical variable into dummy variables. And next there are 5 numerical values. So you can, this num represent our target value. Means 0 means there is no heart disease, 1 means there is heart disease. And you can ignore these nan value columns like slope, CA, and thal, because most of the values are nan. For if you ignore this slope, CA, thal value columns, in total we'll have 11 columns left, out of which num is our target variable, which help in predicting whether there is a disease or not. And after doing that, next step you can do what, like in this rows you can see some of the values are nan. For example, this third entry in this call is nan value. So you can simply drop those rows which are having the nan values, because there are various techniques which you can do, but for now you can drop these rows. And after that you can split the data set for testing and training. Yeah. So like first step, you can do the dropping the redundant columns, which I already told. There are 3 columns. You can totally remove it. And the second step, you can remove the rows with missing values. And the third step is the implementation parts. Like you have to implement all these 3 types of regression from scratch without using any library functions. And after that you can give a comparative analysis of all these regression techniques and what you observe from your results and all. That's what you can do. That's all I think for this. If you guys have any question, you can ask. Meanwhile, you can start working on this assignment. We will be here till 5, so you can start working over that. And I'm here, you can ask question me in between. I had already uploaded the dataset and the assignment on the Teams.
And the assignment is also now uploaded in the course Moodle, so as well as the dataset. And the deadline for this assignment is set at 6th April, because from 7th April your interims are starting. But it is up to you as soon as you can start submitting. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So any questions? Okay, if there is no question, so shall we end this meeting? And if you have any queries, you can write in the chat box. The TAs will be around to answer your queries.
He was there and he survived.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 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 Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.